This article is how I built a bug-out stove from a 45-gallon steel barrel. One precaution, if you don't know what was in the barrel, fill it full of water, cut the top of it off, and then proceed from there to avoid blowing yourself up. From the barrel to finished stove with the stovepipe took me about 20 minutes with an angle grinder and some tin snips. Without the power tools, I could do it with a hacksaw and a hammer and chisel or an axe pounding with a hammer in probably half an hour. The original idea for this stove was to build an apparatus for safe controlled burning of forest debris and possible eradication of invasive plants or weeds. You could dig a hole under the stove to hold lots of wood and be able to close off air and make charcoal for smokeless fire next day. Warning, charcoal can burn slowly for many days unless very wet. Install a damper on your chimney, saves lots of wood and controls heat. This apparatus could be used as a heat supply for drying food and maybe greenhouse heating. If this is going to be a bug-out stove, you could quite easily camouflage it at your bug-out site so that nobody will find it. It's possible to extend it with more half barrels for a long stove if you have a lot of heating to do. Depending on what kind of wood you're using, there's very little smoke. It'll burn almost any kind of wood from green trees to rotten wood. You could fill with wood, put the end in it, and even bank it with dirt and create charcoal that would burn all night long. If you're burning the stove all day, it stores an awful lot of heat in the ground, which could keep you warm all night without having to worry about the fire. You could put rocks along the sides of it and heat them up during the day, roll them off into a trench, cover them with some dirt, and sleep on top of it for a very warm night, no matter what the weather. One major advantage is very small chance of ever getting a spark off it, so you could sleep alongside it and not have to worry about burning yourself up. I've stuck complete trees in the fire and keep pushing them in all day. You can get wood to burn all day long quite easily this way. A lot of water on the stove, and it went from snow to boiling water in 22 minutes.